I want to thank the Dallas Museum of Art for organizing the Indonesian cultural festivities, which began yesterday and continue today and will end by tomorrow. This year, this is one of the most extensive cultural programs for Indonesia in the United States, and it's not very often that we have something like this. And we have such a rich performances. A lot of Indonesians are here, a lot of Gamelan people are here, a lot of Warman people, a lot of Indonesians artists are here, and I'm so pleased that you can have the chance to see Indonesian culture in action. For us in Indonesia, there are two things that are very, very important to our nationhood. One is our religion. And when I say religion, I don't mean just one religion. Indonesia is the country with the largest Muslim population. There are more Muslims in Indonesia than in the entire Middle East. But in Indonesia, when I say religion, it means Islam, Christianity, which is a state religion in Indonesia. A few people know that. Hindu, Buddhism, and Confucianism. So we have 5 state religions in the country with the world's largest Muslim population, and that shows a lot and reflects a lot about our national philosophy, which is unity in diversity. And the second thing that is more important than our religion to our nationhood is our culture. If you go throughout Indonesia, culture is everything to our generation now and previous generations and future generations. And Indonesia's culture has not only been preserved, but it has also evolved throughout centuries. Perhaps if you see why our culture is so strong, it has something to do with our history. We were colonized for so many years. I think we were colonized for like 300 to 400 years. And when you're colonized and you don't have means of expression, you express it through your culture. By the time we got independence in 1945, about 99% of our population were illiterate. They could not read, which means what? For generations, they expressed themselves not through academic expressions or intellectual expressions, but through cultural expressions. So we gave everything to our culture, and the culture is the Indonesian soul. And if you ask what is the Indonesian culture, I can't say what it is. I can't say it's just one thing. Indonesia is the most ethnically diverse nation in the world. We have hundreds of ethnic groups, and each ethnic group has their own cultures, traditions, and customs. So this is why Indonesians see their culture as something very precious, as an asset for our development and an asset for our future. And if there's anything new in the way we see our culture, is 2 things. One is we are now trying to change what was old into something new. The batik that you wear today, Stephen's wearing it, a lot of people are wearing it. 100 years ago, it didn't look like that. It looked at many different things, but now it's becoming more modern. There's a lot more modern batiks. So a lot of what was old is turning into something new. A lot of what was traditional is turning into something modern. There's a lot of fusion in Indonesia, not just in batik, but also in architecture, in music, and so on and so on. Last time I heard there was a rap gamelan. You try to imagine. Now, the second thing that is new, apart from transforming what was old into something new in our culture, is we're trying to project Indonesian culture more to the world. And again, this is something new for us because Indonesians, we're quite busy with promoting our culture internally. But now we are promoting batik, angklung, wayang, Indonesian cuisines, and so on worldwide. And probably that has something to do with the fact that Indonesia is now an emerging power. We see ourselves as a regional power and also a global player, which means that we see our future more tied to the global community. And in that context, one institution and one person that has done so much and has made such a great start ahead of everybody else is the Dallas Museum of Art for recognizing Indonesian culture and Indonesian heritage and history. You have one of the best collections and permanent collections of Indonesian culture in your museum. And I've never stopped saying that to my countrymen because it's not very well known. And also Mrs. Margaret McDermott, who has been very passionate in promoting our culture. She traveled to Indonesia, I think in the 70s. I know you have fond memories of that, and ever since you traveled to Indonesia, you have continued to love Indonesia and to love our culture. I had the great privilege to meet Miss Margaret McDermott and Stephen Alpert during my last visit here, and I was just enamored with them. Miss Margaret McDermott, when you invited us and my children to your home, it was an incredible experience. I don't know if you noticed, but I've been trying to get an appointment with President Bush since I arrived 2 years ago. And I've been waiting for a yes, and obviously I understand, it's not very easy, I'm just an ambassador. But I mean, the moment, I think you made a call to President Bush. Somebody in your office made a call. And then I got a great appointment. Can you see, please? And my kids, although my kids... He is a great man. We had so much fun in his office. Very good, humble, and decent person. And it was a great joy to see him. But I think you pulled some strings, Ms. McDermott, and I want to thank you for it. And I want to thank you for just being you. When we had our lunch, you asked about my kids, and they would like some things from Texas. And of course I said, yes, of course, they're kids, And then as we went home, not long after, I got packages from Ms. McDermott. It was cowboy hats, buckles, and so on. But my kids were overjoyed, and they've been walking around Washington, D.C. with cowboy hats and boots. People used to ask what I want to be when I grow up. Well, and I used to say, yeah, I want to be like Muhammad Yunus, the Nobel Peace Prize, who fought poverty. Maybe my answer this time would be different. I want to be like Miss Margaret McDermott. But what I mean by it is not that I want to be a woman. What I mean by this, I want to live long, well over 100, and I want to make sure that I'm loved by everybody. I want to make sure that my resources and my means are used to promote social good, and I want to make sure that I become a force in cultural understanding between nations. So it's such a great honor for me to represent my country in presenting Ms. McDermott and also Mr. Stephen Alpert with the cultural recognition from my government for your extraordinary efforts in promoting cultural bridges and understanding between Indonesia and the United States, along with our deepest gratitude.